Hey, welcome to Man Kitchen Recipes. I'm Kevin, and today, as you saw in the title, this is the first meal off that 15-pound brisket that I cut up for several different meals. And here is the barbecue beef chopped brisket sandwich. Doesn't that look fantastic? Huh? Look at that. I got it on a cheddar cheesy bread loaf. And let me show you how I went about making this. And then we'll come back and we'll do a taste test. All right, so if you tuned in last week, you knew I had this 2 1/4 pound piece of brisket. I'm going to use Killer Hog's Texas brisket rub. All right, so we're going to smoke this at 225 degrees. And I am going to put a meat stick in here, MeatStick V, if you're interested in which one I'm using. And we're going to keep an eye on the temp. Probably when it gets to about 150, I'm going to wrap it. I'm using the Pit Boss Lexington 500 today at 225 degrees. All right, we got the Pit Boss up to 225. I got my MeatStick V, MeatStick V, and I'm using the 1/2 of the Duo so that I can keep the temperature right out here on the pellet grill. So when I walk out, if I want to look at it, will tell me, or I can look on the app. So I'm looking at probably 1.5 to 2 hours. I want to get this up to about 155, maybe 160. I like even a large brisket. I like wrapping right around that temp, 155, 160. Always seems to turn out really nice. All right, the meat stick says they're at 155. They've been there for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Turn my Pit Boss up. We'll take this off. And we're going to wrap it, get it back in here, and let it braise. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty nice looking. Nice color. Right, so what I decided to do with this, instead of just wrapping it as is part of this is going to go to Tortilla Takeover, so I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and cut a piece off because I'm not going to eat all of this. We're not going to eat all of this. And if I cut a piece off, I can braise it in some red chili. Let's see, I'm just going to cut it right there. See how it looks. Yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, so I do have a pan here. I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to get some foil and wrap this other piece. And we will finish this up. Okay, there's my little piece of brisket right there. Actually, before I wrap it up, I have some tallow from a previous cook. Since this is the flat, I am going to drizzle a little bit of tallow in there. You can do beef broth or anything like that if you'd like. Just a little more tallow, give it some moisture. Okay. Wrap it up tight. I did get 2 pieces, so I might as well wrap it. And I am going to put my meat stick back in there just to keep an eye on it. All right, and then for this one, I've got some red chili sauce I want to put in there. And this is a store-bought local restaurant, Wex. If you follow my channel, you know I've used it in the past. And with this one too, I'm going to add a little bit of tallow in here as well to give it a little extra fat to render in that sauce. And I might be making some more birria tacos with it. All right, get that covered up, and we'll see you out at the Pit Boss. Just a quick clean. Okay, I've said it before, but I like to clean the grill off so that the foil doesn't stick once this is done. And then if your foil sticks, then you lose, and pops a hole, then you lose all the juice that you otherwise could have had. All right. All right. Whoa. It has been 4 hours and 45 minutes, and it is time to take these off and get them into the ice chest. Okay, so my brisket's been resting a couple of hours in towels and in the ice chest. Guess it's time to see how we did. Oh, got some juices in the pan. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is just how I wanted it. Pull apart. This is for sandwiches. I'm going to take this fat off of the bottom. That's that 1/4 inch of fat that we left on there. Don't want that in my sandwich. All right, now that we got it shredded, I am going to chop this up. This is going to be a chopped beef sandwich, so we don't want the long strands. A chopped beef brisket sandwich, that is. All right, let's build our sandwich. I got this nice cheddar cheese bread here, a nice loaf. Okay, so let me move this over a little bit so you can see it. All right, so we're going to start off with our chopped brisket. Chopped beef brisket sandwich. Obviously, you want to load it up. Okay, and then you want to put your favorite barbecue sauce on here. And today, I'm going to be using the Mile High Guy Barbecue Habanero. I did a review on this. This stuff is good. It's got a little bit of heat to it, but it's going to be perfect for this sandwich. Oh, wait a minute. You guys thought I forgot. Oh no, let's get our green chili in there. If you've never added green chili to brisket, the flavor of the two just goes so well together. If you ever do a brisket and chop it or shred it, add some green chilies to it if you can get them, which most people can these days, and you'll be glad you did. All right. So, you don't have to do that. I'm doing that. Back to the Mile High Guy Habanero. It does have a little bit of spice, and that'll actually probably complement our green chilies. Put as much or as little as you want. This will be a messy one. All right. I'm going to go with some pickles, dill pickles. Dill pickle in every bite right there. Okay, and then I made some homemade coleslaw. The best part about making homemade coleslaw is you don't have to make it as wet and creamy as sometimes that pre-made stuff is. So we are going with coleslaw. Look at this healthy sandwich. I got pickles, I got green chilies, I got coleslaw. I don't know about you, but that looks mighty tasty. All right, let me put the lid on it. Okay, look at that. Is that a beef brisket barbecue sandwich or what? Okay, let's cut it in half because I'm not going to eat that whole thing. What do you think of that? All right, out of that big brisket, we just did a 2 1/4 pounds, so this is meal number 1. Let's take a taste. All right, what do you think about that? Delicious looking sandwich or what? I got pickles, I got my green chilies, I got habanero barbecue sauce from Mile High Guy Barbecue, and some homemade coleslaw. All right, let's take a taste. I wrapped one of them in some paper just because I know it's going to be a mess. All right, there you go. Here we go. That is one delicious barbecue beef brisket sandwich, chopped beef brisket sandwich. And if you're wondering what the other piece of that brisket and the red chili sauce looks like, go over to Tortilla Takeover tomorrow, Taco Tuesday, and we'll show you. Okay, I was going to show you today, but I thought, just come over to the other channel and see what I make with it. Most likely it'll be some birria tacos. So anyway, chopped beef brisket sandwich. One meal out of 5 cuts that I got out of that brisket. It took 4 hours and 45 minutes-ish. A couple hours resting, wrapped in a towel. Fell apart. And that was the flat. And the flat is usually the leanest part. So anyway, thanks for checking this out. If you get a brisket and you don't want to cook the whole thing at once, cut off a piece of that flat and make you a chopped barbecue beef brisket sandwich. Thanks for checking this out. Hope you have a great day.